State of Florida versus Travis Rudolph. Defendant. Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows. As to count 1, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 2, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 3, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 4, we find the defendant not guilty.
Good, right? Travis Rudolph is found not guilty. We all knew he wasn't guilty, bro. We all knew it. And that's one of the most frustrating things about this case, right? If you haven't been in tune with this case, you should have been. To catch you all up, if you don't know, Travis Rudolph was in a relationship with a woman. They got into a spat at the house. She got mad. She sent a text to her brother telling her brother to go shoot Travis's shit up. Ex-girlfriend's brother pulls up to Travis's residence with 3 other people, armed, locked and loaded. Travis grabs his own AR-15, steps out the crib, and defends himself. One person gets killed during this altercation. Travis is facing first-degree murder charge and 3 counts of aggravated murder. His freedom is in jeopardy. You see, he was found not guilty. So we won. That was the main objective, to not allow this man to go to prison for defending himself. The fact that his freedom was taken away for defending himself is crazy, but he got his freedom. But this entire situation is so fucked up because of a situation that someone else placed him in. Like, someone died because of this. He's been in jail because of this. He's had to deal with all this negative publicity because of this, all from what a scorned bitch said, bro. This men's rights activism shit is real shit, man. It's real shit because tell me why. Dominique, his ex-girlfriend, is not getting prosecuted criminally for this. This whole situation came from her. She conspired it. She put the shit together. Would nothing have gone down? Would nobody be dead if it wasn't for this bitch? Texting who she texts, what she texts, and you see what resulted from it. I'm gonna let y'all see what we dealing with, bro. It's gonna piss y'all off, dog. Like, I don't want to take anything away from this man keeping his freedom. Bro, he been locked up, dog. He's had to sit in a jail cell. I don't know if he's been sitting in jail for the entire 2 years, man, but this shit happened 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Having to deal with this shit, bro. Imagine the amount of pressure, frustration, anguish, desperation, sadness, just every emotion you could think of from fearing that your life, your freedom is going to be taken away forever. You get sent up for a first-degree murder charge, bro. You're not coming back from that. At no fault to your own. You're just defending yourself. Out of anything, the one thing he did have in control was with the bitch he decided to associate himself with. You got to be careful with that, dog. You got to be careful with that, bro. I'm sure. I'm 1,000% positive that he saw red flags from this bitch a long time ago. You know what I mean? That bitch was married and he dealing with her. But that's whatever. That's neither here nor there. I mean, it is here because if you would avoid a girl like this, you wouldn't find yourself in positions like this. But the fact that society has allowed this shit to happen in the way it has is the biggest issue to me. Him having to deal with his freedom potentially being taken away from him, and the fact that this bitch ain't locked up. This bitch should be locked up.
Why did you enter Mr. Rudolph's phone?
Because I felt uncertainty for that whole month I didn't see him.
So it was your impression at that point that if he's not seeing you, he might be seeing someone else?
Correct.
I assume that you were probably hurt by that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I was hurt, 100%.
Were you also becoming angry?
I wasn't becoming angry until we got outside and it started getting like a little bit more physical.
So did there come a point where it became physical to the point where you were physically hit by Mr. Rudolph or manhandled in some way?
Correct.
Seeing the video that you were actually putting your hands on Mr. Rudolph.
Yeah, I said it.
And in this clip that we're watching, was that in direct response to him calling you a bitch?
Correct.
It looks like Mr. Rudolph just picked up a brick. What happened there with that brick? Do you remember ever having that in your possession?
I was throwing things that could have been in my possession. After I got slammed, I got very, very, very upset. So that is something that could possibly have been in my possession.
So the jury's already seen some messages that came in through your brother where you were communicating with him something about shooting his shit up. Do you remember sending that message?
Yeah, and I just want to clarify that if I can. Sometimes you get very upset, and sometimes you say things that you really genuinely don't mean. And if I can go back in time and not say that, 100%, 1,000,000%, I would. Because just like I love my brother, I love Travis as well at the time. And I would never want to see nothing bad happen to neither one of them. So it was a horrible, 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 horrible choice of words that I should have never said. And I take full accountability and full responsibility. If the situation never happened, the words would have never meant anything. Since it did, it's like a stigma on me, kind of, because I said those words. But my adrenaline was just rushing because of the incident that just occurred. And I did make a wrong choice of words. And I can stand up and I can say I do feel guilty about that. And I was incorrect about that. 100%.
Do you think at any point after sending that message that your brother would actually shoot Travis?
So when I got to the house, Keyshawn was still there. I don't know if everyone knows that. And he did not bring his gun. So I knew for a fact that if you're not going to bring your gun, how are you going to shoot someone?
You knew your brother had a license to carry a firearm.
Yes.
And you said that you know he did not bring his gun. How did you know that?
His gun was on his chest drawer, which I've stated several times, and I've seen it before he left the house.
Did your brother have any other firearms to your knowledge?
No.
Okay. So when he left the residence, was that the one in Delray?
Correct.
Your brother was not armed?
No.
Have you snooped around in his phone on prior occasions with his password?
No, because I just had surgery, so I haven't seen him in in a while.
Right. So you were snooping around because you were
I wouldn't use the word snoop.
Overruled.
snooping around because you were concerned about him seeing other women down in Miami. Isn't that the bottom line?
The bottom line is he was my boyfriend at the time. I haven't seen him in a month, and I was curious. That's the bottom line.
Okay. You didn't want to lose him, right?
Of course not.
And when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated. Right?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You weren't upset that he found Kyla more attractive than you?
No.
Yesterday, you told the jury that you told Travis 1,000,000 times, I want to leave, and he wouldn't let me go. You remember that?
Yes.
And isn't it, in fact, that he was the one that was actually trying to calm you down?
Not at the beginning, no.
At some point, he was trying to calm you down, wasn't he?
No.
Isn't it true that he was trying to talk some sense into you?
No, I was trying to get my things and leave, and he was trying to stop me from leaving.
You also used the word that Travis was acting erratic yesterday. You remember that?
Correct.
Isn't it the fact that you were the one that was actually being erratic?
I would say he started it, and then, yes, I became erratic right after.
So after you saw the text messages from Kayla, you actually had Travis FaceTime her, did you not?
Yes.
Okay. Did you FaceTime her, or did you have Travis FaceTime her?
I just put the phone up and pressed FaceTime,
Okay.
so she didn't see me or anything.
And the reason you did that was so that she could only see Travis, and you could evaluate or watch the way that Travis was interacting with her. Did you not?
Correct.
Okay. And so what did you, after you saw that interaction, it was your impression that somehow these two had a relationship, right?
I wouldn't say relationship, but something was going on, yes.
It was more than a friendship, right? Mm-hmm. Is that a yes?
Yes.
And that infuriated you as well, right?
No, I'm not going to use the word infuriated.
You were angry?
More hurt.
So you smashed his iPhone not out of anger, but because you were hurt?
Yes.
Okay. You took his PlayStation and you smashed it, did you not?
Yes, after I was slammed on the ground, I did.
Okay. So you did all these things not out of anger, but you did them because you were hurt, right?
It did get to an angry point. Yes, it did.
Yesterday, you testified to this jury on direct examination that Travis manhandled you, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't the moral of the story is that you sent your brother and his friends to go kill Travis?
No, the moral of the story is him putting his hands on me. That is really the basis of everything. And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
No, you just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when you're. I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Isn't it a fact that you started hitting him, and we saw that on the video yesterday, that you started hitting him with your fists,
Yes.
okay? And you were slapping him, were you not?
I don't think I slapped him, but I did like throw a punch or two, yeah, at him so I can go in there and get my stuff. He wasn't letting me.
And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time, like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
Okay, so did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Did he slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So other than standing there, right, and he did absolutely nothing else to you?
Just like a physical altercation without punching or slapping or anything like that. Just the grabbing me up and DJ trying to grab him. It was
Where was he grabbing you? Was he grabbing you by the hair?
just like by my shoulders, but like by my arms, like trying to get out, things like that.
Isn't it true that after you left the house, you picked up a brick outside on the lawn?
I picked up a lot of things and I threw a lot of things. I'm not 100% sure about everything, but I was throwing things, yes.
Okay. And you picked up that brick. It was your intent to smash Travis's car window, was it not?
It wasn't my intention. I was just frustrated and angry and I was throwing things.
Including the brick, right?
Correct.
Okay. Why do you want to smash his car window?
Like I said, it wasn't intentional. I was just throwing things because I was upset.
Why
Sustained.
would you delete evidence so that it's not available for the jury to see?
It wasn't for the jury not to see. After all these actions have happened, you have to understand how that looks. It looks ridiculous. Beforehand, if nothing like that happened, it would have just been words that were said. People say things when they're mad. Their adrenaline is running all the time. So that is the reason why I deleted them after I came to the conclusion that there was a shooting.
You deleted those text messages because you know that they were incriminating, right?
No. I deleted those text messages because it actually happened and I was confused and
What actually happened?
Travis shot at them.
Okay.
So I immediately thought in my head, they're going to think I planned something. Like that's immediately what I thought in my head.
And this bitch is still walking free.